Hey, boys and girls. Welcome to a new, exciting, a new episode of the Tipsy Irishman. As you can see, we have our grinds out today. I got a big shipment. I ordered them, got them in 3 days, and it was great. New flavor. It's root beer, and it is pretty damn delicious. These are those barrel candies. Go to getgrinds.com. Put in the Tipsy Irishman sent me. Hopefully it'll help me, and it'll help you. We have a few flavors out here, though, just so you can see the flavors. Because I have a bunch now. And today, or this evening, it's nighttime.
Yeah, it's late.
As you can tell by my hotness and his droopy eyes that it's been a long day for everyone involved. But we got to take care of our fans, so that's why we're here. So without saying, I'm going to let him go do his thing, and we are taking over to you.
So there's this.
I'm ready for the show, right?
Yeah, I know, right? There's an interesting community within. It's like a subculture within the whiskey world where you can get into these groups and you basically enter essentially a raffle. They'll put up 10, 15 bottles. They'll put up the value of those bottles, and then they'll essentially sell 100 spots, and you can get in on one of those spots.
I just saw that on our group. Yes, on something.
No, I
one of our liquor stores, I think.
That's if you buy in the store. So this is person to person. So these are like subgroups here
in
Central Florida. Anyway, I was lucky enough to hop into one, and that's how I got my hands on this bottle. This is Baker's 13. This is not a new release. They put out 13-year before.
Nice.
But it's been a while because these are single barrel. And Baker's went through a rebrand, right, where they changed from the old wax top 7-year bottle to the 7-year bottle looks like this now, right? Very similar.
Yeah.
But this is the 13-year product. This is a Jim Beam product. I actually did a little research on this. I guess Baker Beam is in the Jim Beam family.
I saw something the other day. I was looking at something, and that's what it said, Baker Beam. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of named after.
Actually, I was looking at something I would display at work. That's the Elijah Craig. I was like, is there anything else I have here that's a Heaven Hill product that I can put on that thing? And I was looking around, and I sasaw Baker Beam. I was like, that's interesting.
Right. I was always kind of, I knew it was a Jim Beam product. I didn't understand the connection, so now I track. 13-year age-stated product, single barrel, 107 proof. This checks a lot of boxes. At 107 proof point is awesome.
Delicious.
Jim Beam stuff is notorious for running a little nutty, a little hot. You know, when you're talking like your Booker's products.
I don't think Booker's was hot to me though.
It depends on the batch. There's definitely some of them. We opened the latest little book with my neighbor the other day, and it was great. And it was actually really, really good. I was really blown away because the little book I have wasn't fantastic, but that one was awesome. So packaging for this is I believe the last release of this, it came in like a nice cardboard box with a.
I said Booker's. I meant Baker's.
No, see, Baker's to me, Baker's 7 is an awesome shelf available. I think it's $52.99-ish, might be up to $60 now.
I think it's creeping up. When I had it, it was
creeping up.
It's like 72, I think.
Yeah, see,
which I think it was ridiculous at my place. So.
Yeah, I think that's a little high for it. But
took a minute to get rid of it too. Right.
Historically, it runs in that $60-ish range, and at that $60 range, it's a great pour. Baker 7 is one of my favorites. I keep one on the shelf pretty much year round, just because I do like the Jim Beam stuff. I like that nutty profile. I like what it brings to the table. This being a 13-year age-stated single barrel and coming in at that really cool, that 107 proof. There's a lot of really good stuff that comes out of that 107 proof.
I'm just loving the color.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can see the age on it.
I'm just like, that's so pretty.
Yeah, it looks like maple syrup.
That's so pretty.
So, I mean, obviously this is open. We've broken into it before. This is a really interesting pour to me because this is one of these limited release, hard to get, very old bourbons that I
love the bottle too.
I think personally it bridges the gap into over oaked. And so when I drink this, I do like it. But to me, it comes across a little heavy on the oak, and that's not my favorite flavor profile. So I'll be interested to see what you think.
Unless it's old elf. No,
yeah, right. But I think the MSRP on this one when it came out this year was, don't quote me on this, I want to say it was somewhere around 140, maybe 180. It was pretty high up there. Again, it's 13 years age stated. The packaging is really cool. So
how difficult is it to get?
I've never seen one in the wild. I've never even seen one. I've never even seen anybody overcharging for one.
So 140?
Yeah, I mean it's not. It makes sense, right, for what it is, and I think with this.
Let's see if it's better than the Rickhouse at twice the price.
The recognizable packaging. If you're a fan of the Baker 7 and you saw this on the shelf, you knew obviously it's a step up from that. So this is one of those things where even your generic whiskey people coming in and just cruising their aisle would see something like this and instantly recognize it as something special. Big 13-year age dated label, the fancy little dangly deal, the giant topper, like you know.
The dangly deal.
Right.
You have one of those things with the dangly deal?
Yeah, you got that whiskey with the dangly deal on it.
Yeah.
I mean, they did this with what? Not Castle and Key. What's got the key hanging off?
Castle and Key. It is. I gotta tell you something about Castle and Key. You're gonna laugh.
Blade and Bow. So Blade and Bow does
Blade and Bow with the key,
little
yeah.
key hanging on the side. It's a tchotchke thing. It's cool. I don't even know that this.
But if you collect all the keys, you can they'll give you something if you send it in there or something.
So interestingly enough, this does give you the release year.
Yeah.
So this is the 2023, and it does give you a barrel number, which is cool because it is a single barrel. You know, so if you found a barrel you liked and you had a chance to get another one, I guess theoretically you could chase it down, but they're hard, man. They're really, really hard to come by.
7's hard to get in my store. I'm gonna get them.
7 doesn't sit on the shelves much around here. I mean, the people that like it. It's a great shelfer, especially at that price range.
I might try to get it again. It is the holidays.
Yeah, that's good. This is an interesting time of year. There's weird stuff coming out between now and Christmas. So
I got some weird stuff today I wasn't expecting. Been trying to get it for 2 years.
Oh, the
It just showed up.
That Elijah Craig.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, I'm sure that stuff flies. Not my
Steve.
jam.
Steve Boy.
Oh, nice.
Literally called me out of the blue, like, "Hey, do you got anything interesting?" You know what? I actually do. I just got someone to pass on it. So yeah, what you want, bro? That is, I'm getting a little bit. The Doc's wants it.
Yeah, it's a little ethanol forward.
Yeah.
I can't get past the oak. I can't pick out any other.
So I think the
note.
ethanol is overpowering the note for me on it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
it's
delicious
still-
smelling, but I'm
I don't get that classic Jim Beam profile. I'm not getting that super nutty Booker's type of profile, which is interesting.
He said nutty, but it's been a long day.
Yeah, right.
It's gift set day for me at my work, so it's been 38 extra cases today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I only work for 6 hours today, so I gotta do 3 times the work for half the time. Yeah,
Half the time.
there we go. That does not taste like it smells at all. That's great.
I'm still getting it's oak forward.
I get the nut in it though.
I do though, so that's interesting. I taste it more than I smell it. Generally, I can pick up a Booker's and I know that
That's a mellow 107 though.
No, it's a great. I think that's a really cool proof point. I like that 107 proof point. You can kind of still feel it on the palate, feel it on the gums.
So you get that little quick flash of heat and then you get the melt. Yeah, the melt.
Man, as it sits though, it does have that old whiskey drying aspect to it, where it's definitely it dries the palate and it's oak forward.
Oh, yeah.
Like the instant hits
That's
the
why I
tongue.
just got a drink of water.
Like that
Do you
first
need
sip
water?
was super oaky, but
I liked it.
I don't dislike it as much as I did the first time around. And I don't know if it's a product
It's
that's
sitting
sitting
open,
around,
yeah.
right? It's been sitting around. I think I've had it for.
I've had it with a
9,
couple
10 weeks
things
now.
that I've gotten for free that I didn't pick out that I tried. Like it's got to sit. I can't do it.
And then it kind of
gotta
gets
sit.
a little better.
or less annoying. If that's a thing. But the Peerless, that was hard to get down.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that more than I remember liking it. I'm glad I went back to revisit it. That 107 proof point, you can chew it, you get it all over the palate.
That's good.
It is really oak forward, and I'm not picking up much beyond that.
I like just the heat for me is just.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good, oaky.
It's like there's
heat.
heat. Oh, but now it's gone.
It definitely runs to me. Jim Beam products, at least for me, like the Knob Creeks and the Bookers and things like that, tend to drink a little hotter than their proof point. And I don't know if that's a mash bill thing. I don't know if that's just because there's a lot of rye or something in it. But that's always something I've noticed. Like the 120 Knob Creek to me drinks hotter than like some of the 130 stags I have. And it's just always hit me that way.
I think the Knob Creek 120 is that hot.
Yeah, see, for you, but for me, for whatever reason, it hits me in a different way. The Jim
And
Beam stuff hits
I even
me
think the rye is even less rough
than the 120.
Well, I haven't had the 7 year yet, so I can't say that yet. I haven't had the 7 year yet.
But saying all of that, this is a good pour, but know what you're getting into when you're buying it. It is a Jim Beam product, so it is gonna be a little bit on the spicier side, and also it is very oak forward.
How does it compare to the Rickhouse? I'm just talking about price points.
Oh, see, the Rickhouse I don't think is a fair comparison because it's just too expensive.
No, what I'm saying is this is 140. Is it worth 140?
Oh yeah.
As opposed to Rickhouse, not 140. Or not double the price.
I would say this, that the Jim Beam products that I have at the house, I think the oldest one I have a Nash Tucky barrel that was sourced from Jim Beam that's like 8 years old. But Booker's are all in that 6-year range. The Baker 7 is a 7-year product. This is a really old Jim Beam product, which is cool, right? It kind of sets it apart from the crowd. So what you're getting is an ultra-aged Jim Beam product that you're not going to be able to find.
You can almost taste the age.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, almost.
I get that drying.
Yeah.
I do get a little bit of the leathery at the very, very end.
Leather,
when I let it sit. It's
I love when you do that. I'm thinking, oh, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
What I don't get out of this that a lot of people get in older whiskey is like dried tobacco leaves. That I'm not getting any of that note so much. It's more just a oaky, nutty, leathery.
So you said that, I went right back to the Magnus, the cigar blend. I'm like, God, that's so delicious. With that tobacco-y.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's so good. I'm reminiscing tonight. I haven't drunk for 5 days, so.
Man, actually, it's a lot better than I remember. It is. It's a lot better than I remember. I'm kind of sad I disparaged it when we opened the video because.
And I like that even like sometimes when we take our first drink,
mm-hmm.
it goes away. The smell. It's right. It's still positive. It's still in there. Same.
Oh yeah, it's got a really really great nose.
Almost it is.
I don't think I have anything else in my selection. I actually heard this the other day. It's a selection, not a collection, because they're all open. That I have that's that oak forward. Like this is probably like one of the oakiest things I now own, which is cool though because it's to have something in the lineup.
Old elk isn't.
No,
oak here in this, you don't think?
I don't think old elk gets super oaky because it's relatively young. Most old elk stuff is. No, not even that. I mean, generally you got to get over that 8 to 10 year range before it starts getting in that ultra oak flavor where it's dominating the palate. We've had pours where there is oak in it. What was the one? The Maker's 46 French, where it smelled like a remember we were like, oh, that smells like a coffee table. Like you could smell the wood in it, but it didn't taste like it. You know what I mean? It didn't taste like that oak flavor predominantly on the palate. So it's definitely an interesting one to have in the selection for sure.
It does a lot of stuff the more you keep. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's not. You're not getting a constriction. You're not getting a hug. You're not getting.
No, more like just right here, just a little choking for.
Yeah.
Just a little pressure.
Yeah.
You're not in trouble, but they're making a statement.
So again, it's limited edition. I think the last release of this came out with a box, which was very cool, but they're relatively difficult to get your hands on. I got very very lucky with this one. It was pure luck that we even got our hands on it because other than some like ultra premium like the Volt or the Total Wine Program, I haven't seen these local. They don't really exist. Again, at a single barrel as well. And 13-year age, you got to imagine the distillate that's coming out. They're probably only getting 2/3 of the barrel. You know what I mean? From what they put in at that age, and you're getting a lot of evaporation out of that.
Yeah, right.
So it's just going to be harder to come by. But if you have a chance at one, or a chance to get a pour, and you do like oak forward Jim Beam products, I would highly recommend.
I've had some of those basement stuff that you would have never bought that you thought were good. Those turn out to be all Jim Beam stuff too.
Yeah, listen, the Jim Beam line, they do make a lot of really, really cool things, but predominantly for me, what I get in almost every one of them is that, like if you chew it, you put it all around your gums, you can feel it in your gums, regardless of the proof.
The Jim Beam, what's it, I think it's double barrel black.
Mm-hmm.
Just normal off the shelf. It's delicious.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Actually, I had my first sip of that at a Halloween party last month. Yeah, my buddy had it on his bar, and I was like,
it's generic. I think it's under $40.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Yeah, but like I said,
but I'm kind of a whore. They're all delicious.
The Knob Creek line is cool. They're expanding out the Knob Creek line. They just came out with the Knob Creek 18 this year, right? So if you're looking for again ultra aged Jim Beam products, that before you were kind of beholden to that Knob Creek line, the 12, the 15.
I'm kind of knob whore at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm really into
that. Would actually have been interesting to bring it and try to do the Knob 12 along with the 13 here, just to get a comparison. Because I'm not a giant Knob Creek guy out of the whole lineup from what I remember. I like the 12 the best.
I got a knob over here.
Yeah, but the 12, trying to get it in the same age range.
I don't even know how old that was that we got from the meetup. I don't even know how old that was.
I think they're 9. I think they're 9 years.
9, yeah.
The selects are, I think they're somewhere around 9 years. But
delicious.
Yeah, end of the day,
I'm buying another.
This isn't going to be for everybody. If you're not huge into the oak, this is probably not your jam. I wouldn't waste your time trying to run one to ground. But if you like the Jim Beam stuff, you like the oak stuff,
or you're just a collector.
Yeah, it is an awesome bottle. It's a limited release and it's got cool packaging, and at the top of it is is stamped with the Baker single barrel, and it's raised up, and the packaging's cool. We talk about packaging a lot on the show. I'm a sucker for good packaging. So,
I mean, in the beginning of this show, man, I would just go to Total Wine, say I'm going to spend X amount of dollars, and I just look for that label that goes, "Hey, I think you need to buy me today," and that's what we do on the show.
I'd love to pull another note out of it. I just can't. A little peppery, but it's mostly tobacco. Oak.
Leather.
Yeah. Oak and leather.
Yeah. Nutty.
Yeah, good pour. I mean, honestly, it's something I would reach for if we were doing kind of like a higher end flight. You know, if it was something where like, hey, we're gonna work our way through some.
Old fashioned.
I don't think I'd mix it.
No.
No, I reserve mixers for cheap stuff. I'm kind of weird like that. You know, I make my mixers with the cheap stuff when I can help it. This I don't think I would mix. I like it. And honestly, I like it straight up. No water, no ice.
Unless the wife finds the H. Taylor shirt.
Don't even get me started. I came home the other night. I was out gator hunting Monday night, and I came home and there was a whiskey glass on the counter. I was like, "Oh, what'd you try?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know. There's this Jack Daniels down there," and she had grabbed the single barrel proof Jack Daniels rye. And I was like, "What'd you think of that?" She's like, "It was a little hot." And I was like, "Yeah, it's like
you look a little flush."
A little 135 proof Jack Daniels rye. I mean, yeah, you should text me first. I'll warn you, but
it's on the label.
Yeah, she might read it. She's she knows if it's in the cabinet, she can drink it, and she just grabbed it. So.
Well, it's half hers.
Yeah, that's the deal. Again, I love that, man. It's a selection, not a collection. That's what I would put that on a T-shirt because everything we have is open.
Trademarked. You can't use it.
Yeah, you gotta mail it to yourself, I think, to trademark it.
Yeah, right. It is good.
But anytime somebody comes to the house, you saw this firsthand when Jose was over. If it's on the bar, you can drink it. If it's out and you can see it, grab it, drink it. It's what it's there for, man.
Although there have been some stuff that he didn't know was in the back, and he went, "Oh, I didn't know I had that."
Yeah,
you saw how small his area is to find out that he had all this crap. You'd be amazed what he brings out of there. It's like a clown cabinet. It goes into another dimension. You pull something like, he goes, "Oh, where would that come from?"
You can't see past like the first row because it's just a little corner cabinet about yay wide.
You should just take it all out one day, put it out flat, take a picture of everything.
Oh, dude, my wallet will cry. I know better than that.
Oh man, that's crazy. So if you can find it, go ahead and get it. I'm going to tell you right now that if you go to a Publix, we can't get it.
Yeah, they don't exist.
But we can get a 7. They do populate now and then.
Yeah, the Baker. If you see the Baker 7, and
we can get it,
and it's something you're interested in, I would take a swing at the Baker 7 first because this is pretty close to it. This is significantly more oaky than the Baker 7. I think the Baker 7 is a great.
But I'm going to tell you right now that if it's at Publix, unless you go to my store, it might be a little cheaper.
Yeah, it might be.
But it's $70. It's priced $72.
Yeah, I think I've seen them Total Wines ABCs like $56.99,
yeah,
$60.
That's more realistic.
Like that. Yeah, it's a good pour.
Yeah, but I do have Heaven Hill Bottle of Wine for $52
at my store. That's another great. It's so funny that we were just talking about that the other day with the Heaven Hill stuff, and there's a big whiskey channel called the Bourbon Junkies, and they went back and revisited the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond on a show within the last few weeks, which is
so solid.
Which is funny to me because everybody in our community loves it and they rave about it. Like, man, you can find it; it's great for the price. And these guys initially were like, first time we had it, we didn't like it, and when they were back and revisited, they're like, whoa, what was it we didn't like about this? Because this is great.
First of all, great age, bottled and bond. That should actually be the first thing.
Heaven Hill product.
And great age. Heaven Hill products are amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't had a bad Heaven Hill product yet, although I'm still young on
well, and
Heaven Hill.
everything else is super rare. I mean, what are you gonna? What else are you gonna find from Heaven Hill sitting on the shelf?
So the Bernheim, the regular one's great, but the what is it?
The barrel proof wheated. Oh, yeah, that one's great too. But yet they don't. Again, those don't exist. I've never seen them in the wild. So, but
they have it at Johnny.
Yeah, have it at Johnny's.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, the
Baker
Baker 7.
Messed up and gave you the wrong one. It was delicious.
I know. They are really good. The Baker 7, the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, again, great shelfers. Age stated, under $70. You know, they're definitely ones everybody should have laying around.
Well, on that note, my friends, we're going to let him go to bed.
Yeah, man, I'm wiped.
And I'm going to clean up. Because this doesn't just happen. And if you go out and get it, if you know who I am, come see me. Maybe I can get something for you. If you know him, say hi when you see him. He's probably in a line somewhere with you, waiting for something. And go out and get your grinds. And until next time, my friends, we'll see you here or there. And I'm not drinking one right now, but he'll probably drink one tomorrow for you. And I don't drink till December 1st. But until then, we'll see you on the next one.